against Chira Jr. on the Kunkka, you should be taking a fair amount of harass. Like, it's a lot of physical damage in the early game. So I understand why Copy's gone for it. They're really wanting to have their own, still able to survive and spit fairly easily. Just opted to go for the Fiery Soul for now. For Iragi. Top lane, that's a lot of action.
Yeah, it's a big fight that happened out here, so they get the first blood there by taking down Solo, but TA2000 gets the solo kill return onto Ari. So very interesting that Boom's going this Vanguard first instead of what we've usually seen from a lot of the axes, where it's mainly phase boots or bracer into a blade mail rush.
No, Iragi.
Oh, he's in trouble. And the snowball is there in time from Problems to be able to take down Yuragi. So, yeah, see if they can get this first gank going their way. There's only a level 4 Enigma with a level 3 Problems. They're going to walk forward here onto Kaori. Does not have the mirror image to try and split out of this Malefice. Now with Problems wants to go forward, does have the snowball. It isn't going to be enough damage to be able to take down the Naga Siren. So good rotation there from Ari. Saves the life of his buddy and gets themselves a kill. He's going to walk his way down towards the bottom lane.
They see the TP coming up top.
Yeah, expecting a bit of this movement towards TA2000, and now Chira Jr. is going to come in here onto Boom. They're going to try and turn back around. The beautiful Shadow Demon disruption from Ari. He's able to save Boom out for now. They do miss the Berserkers. Call the reel in on TA2000, gets him awfully close to a few more of these members. One nice last path. Once again here from Solo, looking to see if they can try and take down Boom. Does not have that level 6, but eventually it's the Shadow Poison that takes him down. And now they've got Problems coming back in here to see if they can try and take down Boom. The Axe is getting a little bit disconnected from the rest of his team. Tag team's going to do quite a lot in the Blood Grenade. It's going to be more than enough for Chira Jr. to get that kill. But TA2000 losing his life.
Yeah. And they're also going to be careful how deep they dive, because they don't have vision around the Twin Gate. And at any time, Natus could just TP through or walk through the Twin Gate to be able to turn this one around.
They're making the rotation here from Chira Jr. So now they're going to have the Kunkka coming in from the sidelines as well. The boat's going to go forward here. They're going to be able to catch out the Axe. Now, beautiful disruption once again there from Ari, being the combo breaker for the side of Cyber Goose. Now they're looking to see if they can try and take down Boom. He's the one that's the next on the chopping block for them. So the Axe is going to get very, very low here. Doesn't have Berserker's Call for another couple of seconds, and eventually they clean him up. But that's a lot of members. The side of the Cyber Geese going up towards top lane. They only get Boom.
Probably... maybe next item, you know, depending on how aggressive NAVI are wanting to get. Once they do hit a couple of these big timings and yeah, instant smoke, they get in onto Problems.
They have to be careful though. They're going to have the torrent that's going to come through. Beautiful black hole there. Just catches out two of these heroes from Na'Vi. They eventually will get the disruption, but now the boat comes back over the top. Look at how tanky they are. Still standing tall, trying to take down this Axe. Boom, unfortunately for him, not going to have the HP to stay alive. The Laguna Blade on the sideline, but now they've got the X mark and the torrent combo. They don't have another disruption to try and save him out here. The Centaur Conqueror gets the stop, and Natus gets the kill. They will have another extra kill to be able to take down the Tusk, but beautiful black hole in combination there from Natus.
Then Tusk is just going to snowball save whoever he, you know, got the blink call onto, as TA2000 just almost gets away.
Oh,
nice Manta dodge.
That was a big Manta dodge coming in there from TA2000. Now they want to try and fight as well. You have to be careful. He walks back in, and now with Boom here as well, they've just got too many members. That was ballsy from TA2000. Just walking up the high ground like that. They had vision here on a little bit of the staircase, but my God, man. You're like half HP and you walk up high ground into an Axe.
Noticed as well, maybe.
Yeah, it's a lot of extra damage that comes in here from Boom. Oh, he's stuck. There's no way for him to get out of this, and there's just extra Eidolons for him to be able to come in and spin off of. Oh, Cyber Geese. These last 30 seconds have been horrendous. And you survived it, so you know that there were at least a decent amount of people there ready to fight.
Tormentor fight?
This is a good time to try and do it. Solo, he's been caught out. The Blade Mail goes down as well. The Laguna Blade to finish that one off. Chira Jr. about half HP now. Has to be very, very careful.
It's another big mistake.
Throw out the boat. They don't really have any of the responses coming in from TA2000, and they're just going to leave Chira Jr. to the wayside. And Cyber Goose, this last minute and a half, they want to have this back. That is for sure.
Yeah, I think that, they're going to be able to take this tower. The big thing as well, just in terms of item choices, is Natus going for this Blink Dagger. And we highlighted before that it's not exactly the best Blink Dagger game, at least until you've got that BKB as well. Because They have so many ways to be able to interrupt the black hole.
Maybe just hoping that they can get the quick kills inside of the black hole off the back of TB Metamorphosis. This is going to be a fight. Remember, there is an Aegis here on Yuragi. Oh, be very, very careful. That's a blink in there from the puck. Has the shield rune. Look at how much damage they go down, though. That's Orchid coming in from DOTA2 was not what Copy had imagined. So they lose puck. Got 2 legs and a heartbeat. Can get there himself.
Mm-hmm.
Kira Jr.
Actually,
Smoke
pops
does
on
pop.
problems.
They know somebody's up here, up on the high ground. Boone, though, he's going to blink in. See if he can try and catch out the Conquer. Kira Jr. They've got a lot of people that are starting to come in here as well. The Song of the Siren. It's buying a bit of time. The Snowball will at least keep Boom in place for now. He gets the shards out as well. How much can they extra and catch out Boom? No, it doesn't look like they can. So the Axe is going to walk away. They will lose Solo as well. Another Torrent. Kira Jr. Blink called once again, and they're going to have enough damage to take down the Kunkka. They missed the dunk, but it doesn't matter. So just not being able to get the kill there onto Boom means that they will be left wanting more.
I was thinking it was only incredibly ballsy jump in. Yeah. Real one's getting caught out here with the Demonic Purge as well. Oh my god, the Tendrils of the Deep. That's a beautiful save that comes in there from Problems. So the Snowball will buy the time here for the Terrorblade. He turns around, but he doesn't get it. He gets the Sunder off, but it still doesn't matter because of the amount of damage that came out from Yuragi. All right, this has to be it. Natus needs to be the MVP of this fight. You can't just get one, and he's going to go for it anyway, but... Okay, they're comboing a couple of things. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's not going to work like that. It's simply not. Now, they don't have the BKBs to try and play around with either. They're just going to walk in here on the Axe. Wants to go forward, see what he can do with that BKB, but they lose out on Problems as well. TA2000 has to walk back in here. He does have to try and use the Sunder, but the BKBs are just too big here, and the Cyber Goose are crumbling at every corner. That was just never going to work out for Natus. If your BKB blinking on top of Yuragi didn't even move. I feel like I've kind of been harping on about it for quite a while, and he's even going for more. Coffee realizes that he's not near the Terrorblade. He might actually be able to pick someone off without getting orchided. And there's going to be Problems that he's going to pick up, who die-backed as well. And I mean, it's just the whole entirety of your base is just going to keep crumbling. Oh, that's a blink call that comes in. That's a beautiful stun there on both of the cores, but it doesn't matter because of how far ahead they are here on NAVI. And the Cyber Geese, man, they were playing so well. And then that movement in the middle lane from TA2000 and Solo, it was just been all downhill ever since then. They had such a good opportunity here with those early couple of fights just before Boom became this big, scary threat. And now it's just been the Copy and Yuragi show. Yuragi hasn't really had to do all too much, to be perfectly honest. He's just played Lena. Another blink call that comes in here onto TA2000. BKB and buyback comes out from Kira Jr. But just look at the damage that he's doing. He's just a turret, man. How are you supposed to deal with this, Lena? You get chopped down at TA2000, drops the G's. And that went from bad to worse for the Cyber Geese and NAVI. They capitalized on such an opportunity for them to get game number 1, and the big score for them is being 1-0 up in this Elimination lower bracket final. You need to make sure that you're playing your best Dota today, because otherwise they will punish you for it. They will, and they did. And I really feel like it was just them taking their foot off the pedal. Noticed he had those great... So that gives them a much better lane, being able to use that Drow Ranger. I mean, you can build Disperser on the Drow. Wouldn't hate it. I don't think it's going to be great. Magnus can skewer away, Pago can swash away, you've got Deadshot, and Bristle's probably going 3rd item BKB, so yeah, it just feels like it's going to be quite some time until he's really able to focus in onto the correct target. As Ari dying might change things though. Yeah, nice start there from Problems. He's going to get close to boot. Okay, he's going to go full stick and everything. I thought he was going to get... Indeed. Are they going to be able to get this pull off? Okay, half pulls the creep wave on the top side. Bottom, a little bit of action actually. Nice use of the dead shot there onto Solo. We're going to do a lot of work here with the split shot, and it will take down Ari eventually. Solo taking that with the blood grenade. Boom, just doesn't have that extra bit of damage just yet to be able to get the return kill. I'm a little surprised that they ended up going in that deep, to be honest, to get disrupted there. Even TA2000, just with the way that he was moving with the multi-shot as Kaori. It's gonna be alright. It's got the tombstone. Might opt to drop it up on the high ground here.
Doesn't want to give them any more of that extra gold. Did Problems... Okay, he had a sentry ward. I was going to say, Problems had an observer ward. Probably could have dropped that for an extra 150 gold. If he did drop it on the high ground. But Kaori will just lose out.
From the lane, we're able to get the Lotus Orb, but again, that's not really what you're concerned about. You just want this Deucer to be able to get out the lane in a fine enough spot.
Yeah, I think it's all about just securing that mid game for her, right?
Ari again.
Yeah. Oof.
Death number 3 already. Lane a little bit. Of course, it is going to cause Boom to suffer as a result of that. Nicely done by Solo.
Was now with the calling coming back in as well. There's a nice little use of the auto attacks there from TA2000 to keep his buddy alive. So the multi-shot does its work, and potentially Kaori's here now as well in the bottom side.
Yeah.
Looking to try and fight out
TP.
onto Solo. They do have the tombstone, but now with Problems here as well, they're just going to give away even more of this gold. Kaori goes down as well. Drow's getting extremely low here on the TA2000, so they take her down. So that's a lot of gold that goes in the hands now of Boom.
Off the back of this haste, and I mean, especially around that 7-minute Wisdom Rune, that's really where he's looking to try and make Natus pay. Tombstone is available if Carry wanted to drop it.
Yeah, they are here, but they are going to be able to contest it. They're going to bring Yuragi over as well. They're getting a lot of damage here now
NAVI.
with the extra bits of the Snot Rocket going forward. Now they've whisked out on the Wisdom Rune. It's actually Chira Jr. who gets the Wisdom Rune. It's kind of huge for him there on the Storm Spirit, up to level 7.
Copy
now Copy doesn't have anything left to go, and he wants to see if he can get these extra kills, but with the Goose stacks, it is too much. And Chira Jr. goes from little to a lot and gets, what, 2 kills out of that? If you are Cyber Goose. Get a few glimpses of some of these heroes as well. Now they're going to go forward into the disruption. TP comes in here from Copy, though. You can see the TA2000 doesn't want to have too much of this smoke. Problems, though, is going to stand inside of this calling. We'll get the snowball going forward as well. He's going to lose his life eventually here to the massive rotation from NAVI, but at least they get out with TA2000. And we'll see if anybody else is going to be a death. Especially with Chira Jr. sitting here. He's got a lot of remnants. Kaori walks in, triple remnant. See you later, mate.
Very cheeky.
Oh, Boom. He's been found out. They get the pull back as well, and they've just got too much damage, and you could just see he's tried his best to at least do a little bit of damage to the shield rune, but why does shield rune last so long? That's my question.
I've asked you this, and I don't know. It needs to last a lot less.
And it's another kill going the way here of the Cyber Geese. I just looked over and I was like, how does he still have the shield rune? It was like 2 minutes ago that he got it. All right.
Blink RP.
Just after the shield rune does go away. They do miss the swashbuckle, and now they do have the disruption though. So now Chira Jr. does have a little bit of time to try and get away from this. Gets himself a little bit down to the low ground, and now he turns and fights. He wants to try and take down Boom. He gets away from the Rolling Thunder, looks for a second one here onto Ari. Turning back around, does quite a lot of damage though. Pushes away the mortar. Now TA2000 is going to stand up on the high ground, wait until that Pierce the Veil is over, and see if he can try and fight. There's a lot of members though going on towards Natus and seeing if they can try and get this fight going. They have to try and see if they can turn back for their bristleback, but they don't get it. Ari goes down to the multi-shot, and now there's an amplified damage rune on the Storm Spirit. Maybe Chira Jr. is feeling a little spicy. They're going to smoke up on the back of it as well.
And you got to remember, like, if you're going to go this first item blink on Boom, you've got to succeed in these team fights. They found him.
And they're going to have a go now here at Chira Jr., and that is more than enough. Ari had the dead shot from downtown, and so they take down the pesky Storm Spirits. The first death here for Chira Jr. Disruption goes in now as well. Looking to try and get the snowball going forward. It's Natus that goes in. Look at the raw damage from the Snot Rocket. Oh my god! What hit him?
It's why it's first ban potential.
Bro, what?
Yes, 16 minutes into the game, you shouldn't be right-clicking a firmware for 500 damage, I don't think.
Bro. Because
I assumed no.
Base armor?
I'm not sure.
Because it says it ignores base armor, so the way I think is then the minus armor would minus from 0.
Yeah, that does make sense.
But there's a fight that's going on. Copy. Goes up into the air, gets punched, gets deleted.
Because that's my thought process. Maybe there's someone smarter in Dota 2 that can tell me I'm completely wrong.
Really nice for these late game scenarios. Of course, you want it there for the save against the Magnus and against the Pango roll, but just disruption against that is going to feel amazing. And then the... Hold on.
Nice little calling there coming in from Ari to at least combo break for now. Chira Jr. really wants to go back in here onto Coffee, see if he can try and force something out of him. Let's get away from the swashbuckle, and the Rolling Thunder will get committed. Chira Jr., here's an RP on the background, so it's TA2000 getting nice and low. Has to try and get himself away from everybody, but now they've decided to come in with everybody. They get stunned up by the Stone Gaze coming in from the Medusa. Yuragi's trying to do what he can, but up on the high ground, they just get kited around here by TA2000. Yuragi's getting low on the mana.
He
tries to go back in. He missed with the shockwave. You hate to see it if you're a Navi fan, and the Snot Rockets are doing a lot here against Yuragi to slow him down, but he still stays alive.
They're able to take out TA2000, then you're feeling a lot more confident about this game because while your Medusa is having a good start.
Okay, they found out Yuragi. They're looking for Ari first. Yuragi, though, he doesn't have an ultimate, mate, and he doesn't have a team either. They're going to be able to deal with the Medusa, and it's all about Yuragi trying to take somebody with him. Oh, you had to be careful then. Yep. It's about half HP now, the dead shots. So they know that this fight is going forward. Notice is being that body in the front, trying to find out the Magnus here.
He's stuck in the Roche pit.
They haven't been able to do anything, and as you said, Copies just bounced around like a little ping pong ball, and he's not able to get this Rolling Thunder working. Chira Jr. just takes down Boom in the background. And there's nothing that this Magnus can commit here. The Ceaseless Dirge will at least be able to bring back the Undying into this fight, but it is just all panic stations here for Navi. They found Yuragi as well. TA2000 cleans up Ari, and that is a sad, sad team fight for Navi. And this game number 2 has given us a lot of hope for the Cyber Geese. This was... And that's going to be the... aim of the game. Oh, Yuragi, no. There's nobody here. There's nobody left for you to save. And he's just going to pop the Stone Gaze to see if he can try and buy a bit of time. At least Kaori is here as well, but there is no mana left. There is no hope left for Yuragi. He's found in the bottom side, and they're going to clean him up. They will at least be able to take someone with him. Problems?
Nope.
Ooh, he's okay. Oh no, just trying to find some farm, but gets spotted out.
Not the damage aspect that's the issue for me. Hopefully they're able to at least get the D-ward off, which they will, but you've got TPs. Yeah.
It's a long TP coming in from Chira Jr. though. A little bit of a combo break from Solo there to be able to catch out Yuragi, but Boom just goes in, insta-silence, see you later to the Magnetar. And they're just standing up on the high ground here is TA2000. They're going to use the Stone Gaze for TA2000 to see if he can try and get himself into this fight. Notice on the back Ryan as well, just trying to get this fight going. Now they're trying to look towards Copy. They get rid of him. The buyback, I think, comes a little too late there from Boom, and they will go all the way into the back lines here. The RP hits onto both of them, so this is a good start here, but Chira Jr. gets the triple kill as well. They're able to eventually be able to deal with all of these members, and it is his TA2000 standing and ripping apart Navi. He is starting to get clicked at by Copy here, but this potentially could be the end of the game. It is a godlike and a double kill to finish the game for TA2000. And that was an absolute beatdown in 34 minutes from the Cyber Geese.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it was a Yuragi issue. I think he was doing totally fine, even with the situation that the game was in. He was keeping up in terms of farming. Sure, he doesn't have the highest kill involvement coming through, but I mean, you're just feeding so many kills through over on the back of your supports, 26 of them.
And for me, Matt, if I'm looking at two players that need to stand up and that need to have a game to take control of, it is both Copy and Chira Jr. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
With the dignify that with a response.
Yeah. Yeah. Just leaving that one be. That is. Hey, Valve know how to sell cases. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Oh, they miss onto the TB.
Hey. All right. So just a lot of Goose stacks. It looks like level 1 Goo, and Problems just charged him down.
And as well, like I was saying before, you're going to reach a point where yes, there is some value in supports roaming around, and didn't actually get the pick me up there on the dive, but should still be able to get the kill onto Solo.
Yeah, very low
pop the
here
meta,
on
though.
the Shadow Demon. Trying to see if they can get a bit of return damage, but they won't get it.
He's already got the ref health, and again, just going into that early Vanguard that's going to cause a lot more of these rotations. And I think they know that it's happening. That's why they're making a go onto him at the bottom lane. And up top, they're also going on
grenade
TA.
as well. A few more of these frost arrows. Is going to try and take down Natus on the bottom side after they do take down TA2000. They want to try and turn around and see if he gets a kill on the Yuragi.
He just hung around on that high ground, saw he was going to the bounty rune instead of the water rune, took the bounty, and he's leaving the water rune open even for Chira Jr. to be able to claim. So Problems is playing amazingly so far this game.
Yeah, Copy can potentially try and walk down there himself. Ari low and dead. TA2000 gets a bit of a response there. So nice little pick up once again there from TA2000. I believe Ari was trying to...
Dash is up far too quickly for them to be able to get any kind of kill attempt off there. Chira Jr. actually moving to the same rune. Water rune goes away,
He's
and
looking
Kaori
to find
should
out
as well.
Kaori here. They don't get the kill shot, and it looks like they need a little bit of extra damage. Chira Jr. wants to walk away from the cold feed. Isn't able to get it. Now Problems wants to try and get the execute. A few more auto attacks. Chira Jr. though up on the high ground, being very, very careful about it. Now Problems looking to see if he gets it. He eventually does, but Chira Jr., he's going to lose his life for this, and that, unfortunately, is a little scuffed gank.
Yeah,
Does
just
feel very
prevent,
simple on the Radiant
prevent
side.
it from fully respawning him in. Oh, TA2000's getting jumped on up here. He doesn't have the Sunder, but he's got the point to level it up.
They will have the Ravage, and unfortunately, they just don't have the life because that's a big rotation that comes in here from NAVI. So they hit the go button, and they put the pressure on TA2000.
Even one that isn't having as good a game as she is going to be taken out as quickly as possible. Ari's in the good position to be able to break this smoke first, though.
Oh, they just go through the trees, but now they're setting their attention here onto Yuragi. That is a toss up into the air, and she is dead. Looking to see if they can try and take down Ari. Boom's here as well. They have the Ravage at the ready, so they're just going to pop it here to take down Chira Jr. They eventually will lose out on the Tiny. They're buying a bit more time here. TA2000 wants to turn back around. Avalanche goes in forward, seeing if they can try and get more kills. They have been able to get more of these supports. Now with Boom on the run, the Cyber Geese are seeing if they can try and collate on top of the Tide Hunter, and they have been able to. He will just pop the Kraken Shell for a little bit more of the life, but fortunately for him, that's a 4-for-1 trade. Can still farm though with the Avalanche toss as well as the tree grab, but definitely not as fast as what a Storm Spirit can. And now they've got the smoke up here, looking to try and pincer maneuver on the tier 1 tower. They still have the shield rune available here for the Storm Spirit.
Got the Ravage as well.
Here, up onto the Tide Hunter. They're all ready for this. It's a Ravage on the fall. Everyone from the side of Cyber Goose gets clipped by the Ravage, and now they're all getting hit by the rest of the spells. It's only Natus and TA2000 that are left available here for this fight. And the Avatos combo onto a Tide Hunter, I don't think that's very advisable. And especially when you had that pincer move coming in from NAVI.
They had to have known something was up for Boom to be in this lane in general, right? As they're looking to go for more, still has half of that shield rune available, and they're just going to jump straight in onto the Bristle and take him out.
Yeah, he doesn't really get too many of the snot rockets off. But they at least deal a little bit of extra damage coming back there. You just see how much damage the illusions do with all those.
And of course, you're going against this Storm Spirit who now has the Kaya Sarge, so I'd be surprised if he didn't go into the Shiva's Guard coming through next. Even the Veil, just for a little bit of that extra armor, and of course, amping up the damage of basically everyone, you know? It's going to amp up the Anchor Smash, it's going to amp up even the Frost Arrows.
It's going to amp up a lot in these fights, noticed. Walks forward, he's able to actually get the stack of the Mad Stones.
Getting a little greedy though. Getting a lot greedy.
Whoa, okay. I feel like I was in the same, like all the controllers going their way. NAVI. Now they want to smoke out as well. Blink as well as the Ravage is ready and available. So they go forward here onto Natus. So you have to be very, very careful if you are the Bristleback. He is going to get cold feeded. And again, the Ravage just hits on 4 of these members. Solo goes into the disruption. Now with the Avalanche toss goes forward back on towards the Storm Spirit. They get rid of Ari before this fight actually comes out. And now we've just separated into multiple different small skirmishes.
I think you'll be mission from now.
Yep. Chira Jr. very quickly was able to blink away from that. Now he's going in towards the twin gate. He ain't got some buddies around.
He could have just TP'd. He still
Gonna
should
go
be able
in
to.
here. Now, unfortunately, he's not going to have the time to go into it. He's going to see if he can try and get the avalanche going for it. Tom's going to come through, same with Notice as well, but they've just walked into the ice path. The ice blast, rather. And now Kaori, unfortunately for him, had a lot of hombres in his face.
Might be looking to take a really big, successful team fight. They're going to see a couple of illusions. Maybe look to go for that big wrap around, but probably perfect positioning.
Yep. He broke the smoke. He will lose his life for it, but that just means that everybody else is going to be much more A-OK. That was a beautiful shackle shot there. Goes in onto Ari, so he's going to lose his life thanks to the tower. You're going to try and walk away here from the cold feet on the bristleback, but that is a deletion on that Tide Hunter. So as soon as you start to get him a little bit out of position, that's when you can start to make this kill happen onto the Tide. Copy. Walks away. Have to be careful for Uragi. That's going to go in here on a Chira Jr. They're going to be able to body block onto that multi-shot. Nice little use there of the TP illusions to TA2000, who is just walking onto Uragi, and he just loses his life. The Drow Ranger had the Hurricane Pike, just didn't want to use it. No. And now the Ancient Apparition is dead as well, and Copy's the final remember. He will be able to get himself a Lotus as he walks out, but he takes, Chira Jr. with them, who denied himself to a neutral creep, but Uragi just died.
Nah, not a chance.
Doesn't have the BKB, but maybe with the burst damage they can take down the bristleback. It's 3.2k HP to get through and a BKB.
Nah.
They found Chira Jr. though.
Him they can take care of. Bristle, still no.
Amplified damage rune here on TA2000. He wants to have this fight. He wants to catch some of these members. Boom. Got to be very careful about how you're walking into this fight here. The break's going to go forward there. At least we'll get the throw out there from Ari. But look at the damage from the amplified damage rune of TA. And he will continue to walk forward here on Kaori. And a few more of these Goose stacks are just going to find little ice cream in the corner. And they find 2 more kills. They take down Boom. They take down Kaori.
65 seconds left on it. They need the perfect zip in from the Storm Spirit into a multi-man grab.
All the fights break out here. They go up into the egg. Does the Storm Spirit. BKB being used here by Uragi. Big Ravage on the back lines open. Can they turn this into kills? No, it looks like they haven't been able to just yet. The Shadow Demon goes inside of that disruption. TA2000 is able to get himself away from that ice block. And look at the damage that goes in onto Boom. They get rid of Ari as well. Copy's the one that is out of mana. And he has to walk back inside of his base. They lose 2 heroes with no buyback here, Danog. This is looking like it is dire straits for NAVI here. The final hurdle for them to try and have a crack at Aurora in that grand final after that upper bracket. And it looks like now it is Cyber Goose who are starting to close the door on them as well. The beautiful shackle shot comes in from Problems once again. They will go into the Aegis of the Immortal respawn though for TA2000. They've at least been able to get a few more of these kills. They've taken down Punch, but Uragi, he's down on the low ground. There's no BKB for the Drow Ranger. He's dead 95 seconds without a Drow Ranger. This is all but done. It is on Copy and Kaori to see if they can hold. The Ice Blast goes in here onto the Terrorblade. They need to get away from the Sunder, and now they get the Disarm. So Notice has been able to stand there and stand tall. They've already got the Mega Creep. Kaori is oh so low here on the Ancient Apparition. The Gale Force comes down. Now they get the respawn coming in here from Boom. They at least keep Notice here towards these tier 4 towers, but how much damage do they actually have against TA2000? It looks like it's all not enough. And once again, Notice is just able to stand in front of everybody and look at this base melt. They have not been able to hold on here, have NAVI, and it really does look like the Cyber Geese are going to honk their way into a grand final in the road to the International. They will leave the base with the tier 4 towers going down. They come back in with the blue hole, looking to see if they can take down the Shadow Demon. Solo goes inside of that disruption, and once again, low mana on these heroes, and the kill shot comes in from Problems. Now it's TA2000. He walks back around with the Sunder going back in as well. He's inside that BKB form, stands and fights and takes down another. There is only Copy that's left available here. See if he can hold on. How much HP does he have? It's not enough. They get the avalanche. They call the GGs, and NAVI, just like that, are out of the tournament, and it is the Cyber Geese that are going into a grand final best of 5 to see if they can punch their ticket to TI.
Notice was just hiding away both Uragi and Copy. He was doing that good of a job on this bristleback of just focusing all of the attention onto him, and he's just so damn tanky that he wasn't even close to dying.